Hello, today we are going to solve problem 1071 greatest common divisor of string. Let's first read the problem. What the problem is saying, we are given two strings, string 1 and string 2. Return the largest string x such that x divide both string 1 and string 2. So first understand what it mean by dividing string, like how one string can divide another. So here they have explained, like if we have twisting S and T, so we can say T divide S if and only if, yeah, if S will of T. It can be T one time or a multiple time. So in such case we can say T can divide S. uh, so let's understand how we can find the greatest common divisor of a string. This is kind of we have to find GCD of a string. So before understanding the GCD of a string, first we let's understand GCD of number. So let's come here and make me understand you what the problem is stating. Problem saying we have to divide uh, two string with the common string. For example, if we have given S AB, AB, AB and T equal to AB and AB, then we have find a string X which can divide both the string. And what's the condition of dividing? So X can only divide any string if that string is built of X. If I want to do, for example, let's say my X is B, so X can only divide S if my S is built of X. It, it can be one time or multiple time. Uh, uh, in this case, X can divide S. Uh, okay. Similarly, if X have to divide T, T have to build using X. Okay. And the problem is saying we have to find X which is uh, common greatest common divisor GCD find करनी है of the two string. So before, let's first understand what GCD mean using numbers. So in this case, if we have to find GCD of 4 and 6, the answer is 2. Why? 2 is the greatest common divisor which can divide both the number. If I take 4 and 6, then 2 is the largest possible number which can divide both the string. If I take 3, will 3 divide both? 3 can divide 6, but can't 4. Similarly, if I take 4, 4 can divide 4, but can't 6. So here, the largest common divisor which can divide both is 2. So if I take the example of this 6 and 9, the largest common divisor which can divide both is 3. And similarly, in this case, the largest GCD is 3. Mm, what is mean by GCD? So GCD tells the highest number or a highest number which can divide both the value. So how can we use this idea in case of string? So uh, here, if we take the length, if we take the GCD of the length of the strings, if I take GCD of the length of string 1, S length and T length, then what will I get? The length of the S is 6 and the length of the uh, T is 4. Then in this case, I will get 2. We know the GCD of 4 and 6 is 2. I get 2. What is saying? This 2 saying the largest common possible string is of length 2. Is saying the our X will be of length 2. What is X? X is that common string that can divide both. This the AB can divide this T and S both, and this is the common uh, string. Okay. If I take another example, so we have understood how we can find GCD of a string. The GCD length, GCD of a string give a length of the x, which is common. Again, this will not guarantee that this length will actually divide both the string. To understand this, let me give an example. For example, if I take s equal to AB, it is of length 6, and again, if I take P equal to BA, it is length of 4. Again, GCD of S and T will be 2, and will 2 GCD of S and T length will be 2. Okay. Now this 2 will say the length of x, our common string which will divide both. So this 2 suggesting the length of x. This GCD is nothing but the length of our common string, length of x, isn't it? Okay. Is this right? If we take the length of 2, and length of 2 is x will be AB. So in that case, AB can divide S, but it cannot divide T. AB can divide AB, but BA can't divide by AB. P is uh, P is A B B A. If I come here, if I write my x here, what is x? AB. AB can divide this. AB can divide this AB, but after that we will left BA with BA, and can I divide with by AB? No, we can't. So here, length alone do not guarantee that this idea will work. But sorry, say if there is any common length, if there is any common string, that must be of length 2. But in this case, there is no string which can divide both the string. So in that case, we will say the x is empty. Right? We didn't find any. It's a common string which can divide both. Understood? So this GCD only say if there is any common x, then it must be of length 2. Okay. So now, and after that, we have to verify as well. We cannot only rely on this. We have to verify, uh, find out such situation. So let's code this and understand. So we understood the problem. What the problem is saying, we are given to a string and we have to find the common s which of length, GCD of both length. Understood? And after that, we have to verify this x as well. And, and how we will do that? We can uh, check each string. For example, in this case, if I have to verify, I will check x with both the string. First, I check AB. I will find AB. Then again, I will restart until my s will end up. Mm, I just want to show that my s is made of x only. So one x is this part, another x is this, and then this. So it divide all. If I check my tree, then in this case AB will divide AB, but when it comes to BA, AB can't because both string is not same. So in that case, I will say that yeah, there is no common string. So we have understood this as well. How we will verify. So let's code this. First, we need to find the length of GCD. If let's come here and let's start coding. So first, I need to know the length of the string. So from I will say s1 of length string 1, then I will say s2 of length string s2 length. Okay. Now what we need to find the maximum common length of x. I need to find the maximum common length. Uh, what this? How can I find this using GCD? If I make a function GCD and pass my S1 and S2, it will return me a number which will the length of my x. Okay, but again, this is not the end. Here we need to extract x. We can extract that x from any string since both string because that x is common among both. So I can take that s from anywhere from anyone. So let's take it as let's use s1 s not s1 str1 dot str1 dot substring of 0 and lane. Okay, this lane. So we have I have taken my x which is common uh, uh, among both the string. Okay. Now I need to verify whether this string can actually divide both or not. So I have for this I will make helper function which will check like this. And how will I check? I will iterate on both the string. I will iterate on string one and x, and I will until my string one get ends, and if at any point my string one and my x will not match, I will return that there is no common name. How can I write this logic? So let's come here and let's say this return a boolean. If and at any point my string do not match, I will return boolean. So here is valid. I will ask is valid or is divisible by x. So here I will take my string s and x string s the x. Okay, and I will uh, iterate to over both and match whether they are same or not. For this I need first x length length sorry. Let's say m and x dot length. Okay, and come here and iterate until string until this string gets end for int I equal to 0, I less than s dot length and I plus. Then here what we will check. For example, this is my x, so I will iterate over this x and I will match. Does a and a same? Then if same, we will move to next. B same, C same. Then again my this x get m, so I will restart from one and again check is A match, B match, C match at any point. Any character do not match, then I will return false. Okay. So how we can write this? Uh, we can write this simply like if s dot char at I equal to equal to x dot char at I, और मैं यहाँ पे मुझे पता है if my x gets and I have to restart, so I can use this. We know this will help me to restart my. This is a cyclic iteration. We can say if my string gets end, it will restart from I means first position. So yeah, okay. If they are not same at any point, I will immediately return false. Okay. And otherwise, when my string gets ended, it means both string are same, means x can divide my s. So in that case, I will true. Return true. Okay, come here and let's complete this code. So we have got the x. Now we have to validate whether it can divide both string or not. For this, I will check here. Uh, is valid is valid. I will pass my string str1 with x. It will check on it. If it return false, and I will use and. If any of the string is not divisible by our x, at that point I will return false. Uh, but in this case, I will return empty string. So check another string as well. Valid uh, string is true with the x. Okay, and if it is true, then in this case I will return what what this saying. Both are true means my x is is a common divisor which can divide both of my string. So in this case, I will return x. Otherwise, I will return my empty string. Okay, let's add a colon. Check whether we have and forget to add any colon. Yeah, let's run this. Okay, I'm getting an error. Cannot find symbol. Okay, I mistyped here. STR. GCD cannot. Okay, we haven't implemented GCD function till now. So let's write GCD method public. What it will return? It will return int and GCD. What parameter it takes? It takes int uh, int s1 and int s2. Uh, let's write simple as it is our string. In this case, I will simply call this A and B. It will be easy to understand. Because we are not working on string, they are integer. Okay. We know how we write GCD for numbers. So we write while b not equal to 0 in the not equal to 0. In this case, keep dividing. And how we will divide? We take int result remainder, sorry, remainder and a divisible by b. And in next iteration we make a equal to b and b equal remainder, and at last when I get b equal to 0, in this case I return my a. Return a. Okay. Let's run this code. I forgot to add semicolon here. Let's add this and we run. Is valid. Cannot find symbol. Okay, I think I have misspelled this. Okay. Our all test cases has been passed. Let's submit it, whether it's working for all the test cases or not. Yeah, it's working, and we have achieved decent time complexity. Means we are able to solve it in constant 1 millisecond. So let's understand how much time complexity it has taken. So here we are using one for loop of we are using a for loop to iterate on string length, and here we are using GCD, and here we are not using any for loop. So basically, the time complexity is linear and space complexity is constant because I'm not storing anything inside any string or so in this case my time complexity is linear and space complexity is constant.